Hi and welcome to the Aaron Russos podcast. Today is part 3 of the Cancer Reverser. So, obviously in the last couple of episodes we got the intro in, we started working about the causes and how they can come from a multitude of places. Now, the first thing that I have been doing as well when someone sort of comes along and got a cancer is I ask them, this is a question I ask everyone, and I say, look, if there was an emotional cause for your cancer, what would it be? Just sit and think with that for a moment. And obviously, no one thinks in their right mind that there could be some emotional attachment, or they're bullying or a childhood wound or an abandonment wound or something in there emotionally that has been affecting their lives that could have attached to that cancer. Now, cancer is an unnatural thing, and if it's happy living in your body, guess what? The good news is you can change the body. You can change so much within your biology that you won't recognize it. And would you believe there are certain things, places like that, frequencies, environments that you can get the body to? It's impossible. Listen to this. It's impossible for cancer to survive there. That alone should hit home for you. Okay? This is a big thing. Now, one time when I found out about this state called homeostasis, which is when the body, the system that you've got, is working at optimum, okay? And what happens is all these things that we have never seen, your immune system's boost, it's like almost to the point of being full. And what happens is your body heals itself of a lot of things at that level. But say I go to the doctor, and I've been going to see the same doctor for quite some time. And I went to him and said, Doc, what happens if I was in my body and my state, my body was in a state of homeostasis where everything was working at optimum? And I said, I eat fat and your body just gets rid of it. Toxins, anything not right for it is just so strong that it gets in there, it identifies it's not part of this system and it gets rid of it. Whereas at the moment, our immune's really low, consciousness really low, and basically our whole system has been reduced. Our DNA is not what was given to us originally, so everything's reduced to a lesser state. Yeah, so nothing's working as it should. Yeah, so we have the same DNA as a starfish and an axolotl that grow back their limbs, but we're the top of the evolutionary chain and we don't grow back limbs. We have the ability to. There's a few things like that it's just not working properly. Okay, so therefore, the unnatural stuff can get in there. The system doesn't know what to do with it, and tumours are an unnatural result of lots of things that are not meant to be in a system because it doesn't know what to do with it. So it creates a tumour. Makes sense, right? It's really sense. So I go to the doctor and go, Doc, if my body's in this state of homeostasis, can I get cancer? He goes, Aaron, it's impossible. And I said, sorry, Doc, wind back, say that again. If my body's in a state of homeostasis where everything's working at optimum, like it should, it's impossible to get cancer. That's correct, Aaron. That's correct. And I said, well, thank you. Golly gosh. This was in my 2 weeks of research into the causes of cancer. No, the whole shooting match I got in 2 weeks. It's going to make humanity sick that such a big problem, such great suffering, sickness, lowered quality of life. It's affect everyone on the planet. It's so negative. It's not nice to go through everything. And some plain old dude like me has worked out the whole shooting match in 2 weeks. There's going to be a lot of aha moments. Once again, not your fault. Okay, I'm not having a go at anyone here. It's not your fault. You've come in, you're born into a system, you get assumed, you educate, you're just part of it. You just go along with the ride. It's not till you wake up till later on. And that's your soul part, by the way, waking up later on going, hang on a minute. What's going on here? I'm sure there's something better that we should be doing here. So that's what that's about. So homeostasis, if you get your body. So what I did was I started working after I knew that. I started working on special diets to boost the immune system 8 to 10 times the nutrient value count that we are on average per day now. I've done it myself. It feels like I felt like Bradley Cooper out of Limitless. My cognitive function improved, my body, my energy levels, my calmness, my everything freaking went crazy and worked well. If anything, the world was a little bit too slow for me, because no one's ever got the body to that state before. And in that state, 80% of what you go to the doctor for heals itself, okay? Are you getting this? I hope you're sitting there with cancer going, oh my God, why doesn't everyone know this? Seriously, I guess, no one spent 34 years of their life dedicated to us. So, we've got this state called homeostasis. Part of the ways that we can fix and rectify the problem with our DNA, with our immune system, with all that sort of stuff, with the body anyway, the physical stuff, is basically we can boost the immune system. What sort of food are we talking about here? Okay, if you want a cell regenerative diet, we want to get trace chemicals, toxins, all that sort of stuff out. We've got to boost the immune, get the C1 receptor so that your brain is regulating the body and it'll get rid of a lot of the waste and stuff. But also certain vegetables, fruit and vegetables, also great at extracting toxins out and stuff. So depending on, the plant-based diet is awesome for creating change within the biology, because what happens is when you go plant-based, the amount of, and if you take out processed as well, when you're taking out meat and processed foods, you're talking about a huge amount of energy. When you take that huge amount of energy out, that then can be used by the body in the healing. Does that make sense? It actually offsets. So this is one thing that is quite amazing. Our cells regenerate and everything that you are is going to be completely replaced this time next year. And it happens all the time. And this cell regenerative thing was another key, like the homeostasis being part of the answer here. Well, how can I feed that regenerative process and make it so when it regenerates, it does it stronger, better, the cells are strong. You know what I mean? Like, let's get those cells as natural as possible. So we've got to go organic, okay? Chemicals are part of those causes, okay? Now, this is, there's going to be some information on my website as well to do with, all the possible causes, because there's going to be a huge list of all the possible causes. And then you can work out in your life the toxicity levels, and then also how long, so you might have a toxicity, say you might be exposing yourself to chemicals, washing in chemicals, your clothes in chemicals, your deodorants are chemicals, your hair products are chemicals and stuff. Well, then you might give yourself a toxicity level 8. And then you might go, I've been using that and doing that to myself for 34 years over my life. So you might go, wow, that's a toxicity level 9. Wow, we need to, when you look at your overall toxicity or your things, you'll end up taking that out. You'll end up going, well, I'm going to have to go organic and natural with my products as well, because that is one of the high toxicity levels. Yes, by itself, it won't do anything. I'm listening to your logical brain that's been conditioned to come in and with cognitive dissonance and reject everything that's totally against society's norms and systems. That's okay. You're doing that because you don't know better, okay? So basically, you're going to get this thing, toxicity, chemicals really are going to be a top thing for most people that they're going to need to take out of their lives. Our whole lives, our whole existence here on the planet from this day forward is going to get more and more natural as we go along. We're going to realize this is a big part of all the man-made diseases, right? We've got a cancer, which is a lifestyle and marketing condition. Let that sink in. Lifestyle and marketing. You've been conditioned, so you got your lifestyle, and you've been marketed to all the shiny lights and flashy things. So you've gone there, you've done that. You have no idea what you're doing. You're actually poisoning yourself, and you've given yourself cancer. It's so easy. It's so easy. Are you listening to what I'm saying to you? Does it making sense? Homeostasis, your doctor, any doctor in the world will tell you if you get your body to a state of homeostasis, it's impossible to get cancer. So why isn't everyone getting their body to that state? Because they don't know how. And that's why I'm here. So this is part 3, the cancer reverser. It's going to be backed up by some stuff on my website. Let's heal the world. Love you. Bye.